Mafatih al Jinan. I think that's but a Treasury of Islamic Piety, Translation and Transliteration, Volume 2, the Book of Ziyarah, Shaykh Abbas Qummi, translated by Ali Quli Qarai. Just like the previous volume, is an amazing book. But I guess I'll start by saying what the ziyarah is, the visits. There are rituals for Hajj. There are things related to what the Prophet himself said and use of the Quran, and secondary material, definitely from Ahl Bayt. A lot of it's scholars representing Ahl Bayt, and most of these visits aren't the pilgrimage to Hajj, they're various graveyards. And there's a difference between enacting what if I met them? What would I say standing at their graves? What is, reciting the merits of certain individuals? Certainly the Sunnis that would criticize the Shia for saying litanies of the companions and all the, saying litanies of the imams. Don't they tell the stories of the companions? They may not put it in poetry or include it in a prayer. Oh, this, this person of the house of the Prophet, this person of the house of the Prophet, and they did this, and they did this, and, they may not tend to do that in their prayers, but, they include it in their teachings. Now, it's different when there's stuff that Islam does not allow. Like, you don't really make pilgrimage to the grave. You can visit what's in your vicinity. You can travel the earth, as the Quran says, to see what occurred with the people before you. The lavish monuments over tombs. Really, Islam basically, see my hand there? That's the sort of size of the tombstone you should try to have. The Shia have the principle of you turn to the Quran and the teachings of the Prophet, and it should agree with that. And it, the imams of Ahl Bayt are said to go along that lines. So we have stuff like on the 23rd of Ramadan saying the 29th and 30th surah of the Quran. There's stuff to do with other surahs like Surah Al-Qadr and that's 97, right? There's stuff to do, talking about what to do with graveyard dirt or clay. Experiences people had regarding the keepers of the tombs. How people pray different things at different parts of these shrines and other places. I am not saying that a person should use a grave as a prayer direction or to put their face on the grave. There's, rituals that would be considered Quranically jibt and tagut, but by and large, that's not what we're doing. And we can certainly this book takes longer to read because I like to have the, original language. I would say that some of it there are some poems that have been composed that were included here that don't have a transliteration, especially when you don't have the vowel marks. Arabic and Farsi should, probably have a transliteration with it for people who don't actually speak the language, or for people who don't read the language. But if Arabic has its vowel marks, I don't have any problem. This certainly has principles that I would consider in my graveyard visits, connecting to the memory, the legacy, and the energy. It tells how to use, as I said, it tells how to use the Quran and the teachings of the Prophet and extends them through these lavish supplications, and having the experience of being allowed into a place by your own emotions and psychiatric reaction and continuing your practices until you actually experience them is just,